Hello, happy Monday, happy live day. I am talking today about the 2.5 reasons my clients are able to fill their high ticket rosters when so many other business owners are stuck and frustrated. And this is something I've had a lot of conversations with clients about in the past couple weeks. Capacity problems, basically. They have more demand than they can deliver on. They have more clients than they can support. They have to turn people away. They have to pump the brakes on onboarding. And this is a good problem to have, but it's still a capacity problem. So it's something we're still solving for, but we're just in a very privileged position. And I know that. And I know I've talked to so many business owners who are not in this position. And so I was really thinking through this and looking through. Hi, Beverly. It's telling me you're here. Thanks for joining. I know that not everyone is in this position where they are just at capacity and have more demand than they can handle. So I really wanted to identify why that's been the case with my clients and why they are so full and pumping the brakes and, other people can't even book one client. So we're talking about, it's basically two things today and then like a bonus thing at the end. But first, some housekeeping. If you're here live, say hello. Be sure to ask your questions and comments. I always like to pick a winner. We'll announce that on Friday. I'm giving away a six-figure switch coaching session. I don't have free calls open anymore. I close those down because I do run a full roster, but I like to gift these sessions when I get a chance. So all you have to do is just leave any kind of comment, say hello, any kind of question, and we'll pick a winner on Friday in the group. Let me pull this up in the group first. Also make sure I'm here. I see some people viewing, but let me just double check. So, oh, I'm not even in my group. Also, I'm opening best fit calls because I have two week-long coaching sessions opening in May. If you're someone who's not quite ready for my 6 months of support, 1 week is a great option. We can work on your offer, we can work on your messaging, we can work on your positioning, how to attract best fit leads, how to convert those leads on best fit calls. Like, there are so many different ways we can take this in, and all you have to do is book a best fit call and we can figure out what the best use of our time would be. I have had people walk away and just book clients from these best fit calls alone just because it's so easy for me with my 9 years of experience to be able to support you and like be able to spot opportunities like so fast. So I'll put the link below. But again, these are week-long coaching sessions. If you're just not there, you're not ready yet for 6 months and want to get a feel for what I do, but these week-long sessions can be so beneficial to like just really find that gap that needs to be closed now, and then we use that week together to do it. So let me pull myself up and then we will dive in. My apologies. I have been fighting this cold since the beginning of last week, or not the beginning of last week, the end of last week, last Friday. I started fighting something. Then Saturday, I had to take my daughter to Supply, North Carolina for her last dance competition of the season. She's still going to be doing it. Starts up again, today, but we'll start competitions next January. But that was a long day. Did not get to rest, but rested yesterday and then today. Mondays are a pretty easy day for me. I don't have client calls. I do give the unlimited client support to my one-to-one clients. I have my own coaching call with my one-to-one coach that I just renewed with. I don't know how many times, but we've been together like 4 years now. So that's something I prioritize in my own business. So that's kind of what my Monday looks like. So please pardon me. I have a cough drop here. Hopefully my voice doesn't give out. I'm just all like nasally and in my head. But hopefully my brain is working enough to be able to have this conversation with you because um, I just know so many service providers who are wanting to pivot to high ticket who just can't fill their rosters. And again, I've been in the online space for 9 years. I've been coaching one-to-one solely for the past four. And what I've seen again and again and again is the people who fill their rosters, the women who fill their high ticket rosters, they are not smarter than you. They are not more capable. This stuff is simple, but it's not easy to do alone. Um, and every single client who has hired me has tried to do it on their own and they just haven't been able to do it. They followed the advice, they did the courses, they posted the content, and they still just could not get fully booked. It wasn't until they hired me, it wasn't until they started doing this work that things really shifted and like their business popped and took off. And so again, that's why I'm opening some best fit calls so that if you're in that position, we can at least talk about, am I the right fit? What does that look like? I can help you get some quick action steps and some clarity to at least know the gap to even close, because so many online service providers, they don't even know. They're just like, I'm not booking clients. I don't understand why, but I have a systematic approach. I'm very intentional. I'm very strategic. So I know I can spot places that you've probably missed or haven't even thought about that we can really close the gap there. So again, we'll drop the link later, but let's talk about the 2.5 things that make a difference. And if you hire me, these would be the places we start. Um, Again, this is like 2 things and a bonus. So the first one is we set up their business so that it does not run on their energy alone. And the problem that I see is that too many female service providers, and I keep saying female because that's pretty much who I work with. 99% of my clients are women. But they build their businesses so that they're only working on it or in it when they feel good, or when they feel like high vibe, or when they feel energized or in flow or confident. And then it just plummets, like the days that they're tired, or the days that they're frustrated, or the days they're discouraged, or life throws them a curveball, or life stuff happens. And this is like when their business slows to a crawl, or even just stalls and stops completely while they're in that like down phase, or life happens, or they're just in like a slump. Like with our cycle every month, we go through different phases. Now that I'm in perimenopause, I am learning so much about our cycle, and it is fascinating, and I wish I had known this stuff years ago, but it makes so much sense. Like, we are not the same person day after day. We are not robots. We go through different phases just within 1 month. So like, even take that over the course of a year, a few years, with life stuff, illness, sickness, whatever. It just makes 0 sense to build a business based on you feeling good all the time. It's really when so many business owners, they just kind of stop completely. So what I see people doing who have not built their business, the way that I support my clients is like they're relying on motivation to just get them through instead of a strategy. They only show up when they're in the mood, so consistency drops. And consistency is not like the end all be all that it used to be, but it is important. Or they think something's wrong with them when things get hard, or they're not feeling inspired, or they believe success only comes when they feel better. There's a lot of toxic stuff online about like, you have to be high vibe all the time. You have to be in the flow, in the energy. And this leads to feast or famine. This leads to burnout. This leads to fragile momentum, if any momentum. So we want to shift and build a business that runs on offers and structure, so that the math, we build a sales process that even in the hardest days, or even when they're not in the mood, they can still show up and implement on this. And we set up systems and processes so they don't burn out, so that things can run on repeat. And we do the self work. I am here for the self work, like the structure, the sales process, the systems. Those are the simple part, but doing the work and being able to handle all the shiz that your business will kick up, that's where so many people tap out. And so we have to create this business. Your business has to be set up that's not dependent on you being high vibe. That's not dependent on your energy being up every single day. That's when business feels so hard. Booking clients feels so hard, because your momentum can just die. It's just dead on a platter if you're not in the mood. If you get sick, or your kids get sick, or something happens, heaven forbid, like a natural disaster that we've had, like something knocks you off kilter and you just can't get back. That's when everything feels so hard and momentum really just dies. So we've got to build a business that's bigger than you, bigger than your energy. That's when your business will pop, because when you build momentum, it's like a snowball, and it keeps rolling down the hill, and it keeps building momentum. And like, my clients just can't even believe, like, the clients are coming in faster than they can handle. The work is coming in faster than they can handle. Like, when this takes off, fucking amazing. And then that's another problem that we need to solve for. But everybody thinks like, oh, it's going to be amazing, but then there's still like work to be done after that. But building your business, this will make the biggest difference to booking clients and having more capacity and having more demand than you can handle, is building your business that can run not just on you feeling good or your energy. And, this is when you will fill your roster faster because your business is built on actual foundations and not your mood. And there's literally no way you can't not fill your roster. Like when you build your business in this strategic, systematic, intentional way that I support with my clients, like there's no way it won't work. Like there's no way you can't not be too full or in demand. And obviously we don't want to get too full, but there's just no way you won't fill your roster. It's like fundamentally impossible. It's so amazing to see. And I love, like, I get goosebumps talking about it because it's just like so amazing to see my clients have this pop moment and it's so fun. And I was just talking about my daughter's dance competitions and this just like popped in my head. But some of those songs that they have that they learn at the beginning of the season, that they practice all season, that they compete in over and over and over, like they might not be in the mood for that song every day. Like some of the girls' songs are kind of like deep, dark. Some of them are really high vibe, uplifting and fun. And you just know that like not every day are they like, wow, I really feel like dancing to this dark song. Or wow, every day I feel like dancing to this high vibe, happy song. Like they have different moods. They have different temperaments. And so you can even think about that, like with a sport, like not everyone wants to, Taylor Swift, she has like different songs. Some are like down here, like dark and stormy, and some are like, yay, happy. And, when she's on stage, not every day is she like, wow, I'm like really feeling this song today, but she gets up there and she fucking delivers and brings it. And that's what we set up my clients' businesses to do. It's not dependent on them being high vibe every minute. It's not dependent on their energy or their mood. It's really something so much bigger than them and their energy. And that is what creates that snowball effect that just rolls down the hill and keeps picking up the momentum and keeps just like picking up steam so that they just can't not fill their roster. So here's a client example about this first one. If you're popping on, say hi. I know we've had some people coming off and on. I know it's hard to join things live. It's hard to watch something all at once, but drop your questions, leave your comments. You'll be entered to win a free coaching session with me. So this first one about why my clients can fill their rosters and not build their business just based on their mood or their vibe is one of my clients used to literally disappear for weeks when she fell off. Like, or when she felt off. She thought she needed to like get her energy right before she could make money again. So we flipped the model. We built a sales process that didn't rely on her inspiration. It relied on systems. It relied on messaging. And so now that we've done that, we've done this like flip because she came to me thinking everything was dependent on her and her energy and she couldn't do anything if she didn't feel high vibe or uplifted or motivated. Literally weeks could go by where she didn't feel that way, like just as a human being, as a woman, a mom with kids, illnesses, people getting sick, staying home, being tired, like weeks would go by where she literally would not take sales action. So we had to flip that around, that yes, we do get to give ourselves what we need, like 1,000% rest, do what you need, and realize that our business cannot be dependent on us feeling good. So when we flip that around, when we set up the systems and processes and the simple things to do every single day, the clients flooded in. I think once we did that, in one of those first months, she booked 7 clients in 1 month. And she literally had to message me like, I have to pump the brakes. I cannot onboard any more clients right now. Her business was no longer built on how she felt. If she didn't feel great for weeks or had SHIT with her family or her kids or whatever come up, her business was so much bigger than that, and it was able to support her instead of her carrying the weight. Like literally on our trip to Supply, North Carolina last weekend, we listened to like the Madrigal, I'm drawing a blank. Encanto. It's Encanto, and it's the sister that carries everything and carries the weight. Like that's literally us with our business when we're setting it up to rely on us feeling good and for us being in the vibe and us being like on point and in the mood. That is just a recipe for disaster. And it's why so many people don't fill their rosters, because they do have those days, weeks, even months where they still need to be able to deliver, but they just can't if they're only relying on their energy. So let me know if y'all have any questions about that one. But we'll go ahead and move on to the second one. So again, so many of my clients recently are at capacity. They have more demand than they can handle. And so many business owners out there can't even book a client, can't even get two clients. And mine are just like busting at the seams with demand. So the second reason that I've identified that really has been the work that made this happen was that they're able to not only handle no's and rejection, but to embrace them and see the opportunity. This is like most people's least favorite ones. They're like, give me the systems and the processes. No, I don't want this. But this is genuinely what I have seen to be true. Hi, Penny. When I, support my clients and they get really full really fast, because the problem that happens most of the time before they hire me is that rejection just happens in business. Like someone doesn't book a call with you, or they don't reply, or they don't buy, or they ghost you. But what I see so often is after that happens, after the no, after they don't reply, after they don't, buy from you, or they unsubscribe from your list, they don't reply. You have content that flops, like they spiral out. Like so many business owners make it mean that something is broken about their offer, their pricing, or them. And that reaction is the real problem, because rejection happens to all of us. Like literally, you cannot live life. You cannot have a business, especially as an online service provider, without rejection. Like that's just literally the game that we're playing. But the real problem is when it leads to business owners overthinking, is when it has them tweaking things that weren't actually the issue, or they're buying another shiny fix just to try to like fix something that doesn't work. Like I see this all the time. They're literally like grasping at straws, and the shiny marketing out there feeds on this. Like when we feel like something is fundamentally wrong with us or our offer or our business, or somebody knows better, the marketing out there feeds on that. Like it feeds on people feeling insecure. I've seen so much in my feed recently about not ever having to have a sales call again. Like all these people are like, you don't ever have to have a sales call again. Like this is literally them feeding on the fact that so many people feel uncomfortable on sales calls, or they feel like they're going to get rejected on sales calls. Like they're going to get a no on a sales call. Like sales calls freaking work. And it is doing people such a disservice to not be available for sales calls because of this shiny marketing that's like, you don't have to get on a sales call, when it's literally like, actually, that's literally why my clients get so full. And so this is not just to be about like sales calls or not sales calls, but it is to see so much of the stuff you see online feeds on your fears and your securities, and you're not wanting to be rejected. You're not wanting to hear a no. You're not wanting your content to flop. You're not wanting to like get something wrong. So the mistakes that I typically see are business owners thinking that, no, or hearing a no, or someone not buying means that their offer is bad, or thinking that it means their price is too high. Well, that's literally usually not the case. Or they're thinking that their strategy is wrong, or they need to change something instead of staying the course. Like that is like one of my clients, one of her feedback recently, she renewed with me. She's renewed with me for like 4 years. But she was just like, you have helped me calm the noise, like tune everything out, because she had shiny ball syndrome so bad. And it was so hard for her to increase rates and book clients because she was always chasing something else. She was always chasing that next thing. She spent so much money. She started with me as a bookkeeping client, and I would just see on the back end, like the amount of money she spent on thing after thing after thing after thing. And when we finally worked together one-to-one, and over this work that we've done, she has exploded, like literally exploded, because she has stayed the course and had me in her back pocket. And that is what so many business owners don't have. They think that no, or something, not selling means that they need to switch their offers or their strategy. And that is usually not the case. Another mistake I see people making is that, if they see a dip in engagement, like my clients will come to me and they're like, my stuff isn't getting as much reach, my stories aren't getting as much eyeballs. Like they think that it means that they're failing, and it literally doesn't. And so we have to have that like regroup moment about what do we actually make this mean. Another mistake I see is like making one moment mean the whole business is going to fall apart. I see this all or nothing thinking all the time. I do it in my own life, especially as a mom. It's like, oh, my kid lied. They're going to be a psychopath when they're 30. And it's like, we've got to get out of this like projection in this like all or nothing thinking, because if you're thinking that one moment in your business, one person saying no or not right now or not responding or unsubscribing, your brain taking that to mean like everything's going to fall apart. I'm going to lose all my clients. I'm never going to have any money. Like our brain is so quick to do that. So here's the truth. I need to say the shift, and then we'll talk about the truth. Well, I'll go ahead and say the truth. Nothing has meaning except for the meaning you attribute to it. Like, I know that that's one of those annoying things to hear. Shakespeare, Stoics, like Buddhism, I don't know. Tons of people have talked about this. Literally nothing has the meaning except what we give to it. And the shift that I've seen to make the biggest difference with my clients when they hire me, when they pop, when they get more demand, when they get full and they have to pump the brakes on onboarding, is that they interpret rejection differently. They are high performing CEOs. They are a lot of them perfectionists. They are a lot of them people pleasers, but we really have to redefine rejection and no's so they don't fear no's anymore. They learn from it. They're able to stay neutral. They're able to stay in motion. And that's why this is like the thing to help them book so many clients, is because if you're hearing a no, if you're getting rejected and you're making it spiral out and mean your whole business is going to fall apart, you're not going to show up on stories and sell your face off like you would if you were so freaking confident. You're not going to show up for that sales call and like connect the dots for someone about why they need to hire you and why you're so freaking amazing. You're literally like gotten like the wind out of your sails. And so any sales action you take after that just isn't going to land as well. So when my clients have the support to like, yes, they get rejected. Yes, they get no's. Yes, people don't buy. Yes, people unsubscribe, but they can move through that so much faster. And they're not in this like loop of just everything keeps spiraling down and down and down. They have me in their back pocket to get coached in real time, to really stay clear, to really like see what the opportunity is, see what we're making something mean. And then when things wobble, they can just keep going faster. It's like, instead of, bumping my head, and then moving on, it's like a gash in my head and I need to like go to the ER. Like that's kind of how I think about the difference. Like the business owners who don't have the support to really see like, what am I making this mean? What am I projecting here? It's like getting a big gash in your head, having to go get stitches versus just like, oh dang, I bumped my head. It kind of like stunned me for a minute and then I just keep moving forward. And that's why like I love seeing my clients pop, because again, everyone gets rejected. Even like Jasmine Starr, who's a multi-7-figure business owner, Amy Porterfield, they still have like people unsubscribe. They still have a huge number of people on their list who are not buying, and they don't make it mean anything. And that is genuinely why my clients are able to just run after what they want, because they're not letting those no's or rejections or let me hire you when it's not holding them back. It's not making them create some doomsday, the sky is falling story in their head. And so many business owners get knocked down. I see this so often. And then they kind of like half-ass after that. And I don't mean half-ass and like they're lazy, like not that at all, but they're just so scared of like someone else rejecting them or someone else saying no or someone else not buying the thing or doing whatever. And when my clients have my support and they're really able to like run after rejection, they're able to put their whole heart, their whole ASS into what they're doing, into their sales actions. Someone might be a no, someone may unsubscribe, but they can still show up on stories and sell their face off and feel really good about what they bring to the table and how they support their clients, and not make any of this other stuff mean anything. Like that is so key. So please hear that. Like my clients are able to really run after something and go fully after what they want when we decide and reframe what rejection and what no's mean. And that literally equals clients and cash. So let me know if that's making sense. I have a client example, but I want to just pause for a minute to see if y'all have questions. I know some of this stuff, I'm trying to give specific examples. So we'll talk about this one client that comes to mind. She went through a dry spell. Like she was booking clients, or she had been booking calls like crazy, like best fit calls, but they weren't converting. So she came to a call with me one time and she was like convinced that like her offer didn't work. And we looked deeper, and what we found is that she had been holding back on these calls She'd really been playing small. She'd really been scared to like upset anyone. She was scared to say the thing that she actually thought. And so she was like tiptoeing around things that once someone hired her, she would have just said this thing. But she was scared to be a thought leader before they hired her. But when we shifted this, her calls converted like crazy. Like she has a crazy high conversion rate because she is not scared of someone not liking what she says. She's not scared of someone saying no. She is willing to say the thing that she's thinking. I was kind of like challenged her, like, be the crazy aunt. Like, you can be the crazy aunt. You can just say anything. And I don't mean like just say anything, but I do mean be an integrity on the call. Say what you see, because she was holding back. And when she just said the thing, people didn't get mad. They hired her. Like that's what they wanted. That's what they needed to hear. That's what they were going to get when they hired her on the back end. So she needs to bring that to the front end. And that's what I always do on my coaching consults. Like I'm going to bring it and I'm going to be the person you're going to get when you hire me, because there's no point in me being anybody else. But this converts so well when you're just not afraid of the rejection. Like we can be the crazy aunt because I'm not afraid of somebody not liking me or somebody saying no or that they're not for me. Like I am here for all of it. And so now she books amazing clients. She sends me these beautiful screenshots of messages that her clients tell her. They literally like bring me to tears. Because yes, this work does make her more money. Like we have 5x her monthly revenue, and it just makes her feel so fulfilled. Like she's literally doing the work she's meant to do. Her clients love their work and is literally changing their lives. And it brings me so much joy to see her stepping into that version. Yes, to have a full roster. Yes, to make a shit ton of money. And just to see her like lit up, like her soul. And you may not believe this, but this is what I believe. You don't have to agree with me. Her soul is doing what it's meant to do. Like her soul is so lit up. It is so on fire. It could not be doing anything else. And it is just so fun to see that happen. And the clients in cash just literally roll in because of that. So that's another example of just why my clients can fill their roster while others stay stuck. They don't spin out. They get support. They're able to reframe fast, and they just keep going, because building a successful business, building a full roster isn't about never hearing no. It's about what you do next and being able to continue and run after what you want after that. So we're going to go into the bonus one. I'm not going to blow my nose on here. I'm going to wait until we're done because we're almost done. But if I sound a little funny, that's why. So here is our bonus one, is that they don't outsource their voice, because they know no one knows their people like they do. So the problem I see, and one of the sneakiest mistakes out there with online service providers, is that they are outsourcing their marketing too early, or even at all. For most of us, we literally don't need to outsource our marketing. They think that if they hire a copywriter or a strategist, they won't have to figure it out. But what typically happens is that the content gets generic, the voice is off. So maybe they hire a social media manager, maybe they hire a VA, a brand strategist, whatever. And the messaging just doesn't land. And that's because no one knows your people like you do. And no one should know your people like you do. Even a social media manager who works for other people who offer similar services as you are different. Your audience is different. What you bring to the table is different. You are the one on calls. You are the one supporting clients. You need to be the one doing your messaging. And what I see so many business owners want to do is want to hire the social media person to post for them. But it's not the algorithm. It's not a ghostwriter. It's not even someone who is a very seasoned marketer. And that's what so many people do wrong, is that they hire the marketing agency or the VA to do their content because they don't know what to say themselves. They avoid learning how to articulate their own value because it feels uncomfortable or hard, or they think someone else must know better. And so they hand over the reins and they hand over their power. And so the shift that I see that has made the hugest, biggest difference with my clients, filling their high ticket rosters when so many other people struggle, is because their high converting content comes from them. I help my clients offboard other stuff, other tasks in their business, but we want to keep the marketing in-house. Like they might have a VA help them literally with any other task or repurposing in a way, but like my clients are the thought leader and I'm supporting them to like extrapolate that because again, they're the ones supporting their clients. They're the ones on calls. They're the ones doing the work. So often people have a hard time articulating that into something that will land with their people. So I'm working with my clients to help them like figure out how to put that into words and so in their messaging, because no one can give you a template. I can't give you a template. The best VA or social media strategist can't give you a template. You've really got to hear and listen to your audience and what they're saying, and then use that in a way that sells, because that is, again, the biggest thing. Like, I know my clients so well. I know their audience. I know their services, but even I should not be in charge of knowing their audience better than they do. So many online business owners think that someone knows marketing better than them, which like may be true. Like, people know, probably reels better, or how to do, I don't even know, like the reels where like there's two different people or multi things. Like, yes, someone may know how to do that stuff better than you, but they don't truly know your people like you do. And the second piece of that, that so many people think is, what did I write here? Oh, they just don't have someone like me to sit there and articulate this and think about it with them. They're just kind of on autopilot going through their day. They're looking at like what somebody else said. They're just not taking the time to like my clients will literally message me in Boxer about a reel hook or about a post or about an email or like a renewal email. Like, literally, I'm there for everything, so I can be a reflection of like, is that really what your audience is struggling with? Are they really thinking about that? Is that what they're really? And it's not that I know better. It's just I'm helping them to think that through, because so many business owners just don't. And this is kind of, I put this as a bonus, but could have just been its own one all by itself, because this is what fills your roster, is when you know how to talk to your people. Not a Reels membership, not a social media manager, writing your stuff. I gave an example of the Reels membership in my Show Up to Scale masterclass last week, but I'll tell it here real quick. Basically, I did a Reels membership for a month to try it out, because I kind of always throw shade at it, but I figured I'd need to try it myself. And this was a Reels membership that was vetted by a couple other coaches that I know. It had a beautiful landing page. It made you think every post was going to go viral. It made you think you're going to like 50x your revenue from this. And literally all of those reels that I did based on that Reels membership, where it gives you the audio, it tells you what to do, it basically tells you what to say, those tanked. Like, those are my worst performing ones, because I literally just phoned it in. Whereas my posts that have done the best and done the most well are the ones that they're coming from my heart. They're coming from me. I use the example of my post about my grandmother. She died like 11 years ago. She was in her 80s. No one ever in the history of marketing would be like, yeah, put your 80-year-old grandmother drinking a beer as a post. But I got so much connection, so much feedback, building real connections with people from that. Whereas like the Reels membership is just literally phoning it in. Like, it does not, you've got to know your audience. And I know my audience, and even applying that to this template that was sent to me, it still just does not land. I've had clients come to me who are paying social media managers $1,000 a month to post for them. And they were just literally throwaway posts. Like, nothing the social media manager posted was like, it literally didn't convert. It didn't do anything for them. It was just literally adding to the noise in the online space. And so they hired me, they let go of the social media manager. And because of our work together, they could create their own content that landed so much better. They didn't need someone to post for them anymore. They literally had me helping them, talking through them, ideating together so that they could do this themselves. Instead of just adding to the noise on the internet, they're literally connecting with people. They're literally building relationships, and that's what connects and converts. So it's hilarious, because some of those people were paying like a social media manager almost what they pay me, but I also give them an ROI on their investment. I also build traffic dashboards. I also know how to run really good ads. Like, I've got $2 ads cost right now, and those convert so well with a really high ROI. And like, I do so many other things that a social media manager who's posting for you for $1,000 a month just cannot do. It's like kind of hilarious. And my clients just like laugh, because the investment in me felt stretchy at first, and then they realize it's actually the best deal the best money they've ever spent and saved them so much. And like all these other services, all these other courses, all these other membership, it's like, I know it's not cheap what I offer my services for, but it's like such a deal compared to what you get literally with anything else. Like I'm not only helping them make money, but I'm helping them save it in so many areas. So let's recap. The service providers who are filling their rosters with high ticket clients. My clients in the past week that I've talked to who are like, I have to turn people away. I cannot onboard any more clients until next month. Like, they are not luckier. They are not louder. They are not better at reels. They do not have a bigger audience than you. They're just doing these 2.5 things. So they're not setting up their business to run on their energy alone. They're not relying on being high vibe. They're creating a snowball that keeps rolling down the hill, even when they don't feel like, totally shiny and confident and good. Like they've built a business that's bigger than them, and they get fully booked because we have a simple funnel that can take them to multi six figures without it depending on their mood being like high vibe and like really happy all the time. So that's the first one. That's like my number one, like hands down. And then the second one is they don't let rejection derail them. And this is, I feel like these are all equally very important, but they don't spiral when someone says no or doesn't reply or ghosts them. They have the mindset and they have my support to keep going, to tweak what needs to be tweaked, and to trust the process, to trust themselves, trust their business. And the bonus one is that they don't outsource their power. They know their people like the back of their hand. They know them and they know how to market to them. They stop expecting someone else to know better than they do, and they start leading in their content. They start leading in their calls. They create conversations that help them get fully booked with clients who want to stay with them and renew over and over. So they even have to pump the brakes and stop the onboarding and actually turn people away. And this is why I only support people one-to-one, whether it's a 6-month long coaching or a week-long coaching. They go from second guessing themselves to getting fully booked. And so again, I'm opening best fit calls. I've got 2 week-long coaching intensives opening up this month. If you're someone who is not fully booked, if you have raised your rates, but you keep hearing no, you keep hearing you're too expensive, you keep questioning yourself, you keep thinking the Reels membership or the course or the other, insert 50 other things the online space will sell you is going to fix it for you. If you're still struggling, if you're still confused, if you're at 2K to 5K months, but want to go to 10K, 20K, even 50K months, I got you. I have helped countless clients go to multi-six figures. I have helped 3 clients go to 7 figures. And this is just something I'm so like adamant of doing. I know so many people who get out of one-to-one as fast as possible, but it's literally the only thing that I offer because it's literally the only thing that gives you this kind of ROI. And I have to be in integrity, and I could not fill something that could not give someone an ROI. So grab a best fit coaching consult. This is zero pressure. This is literally to see if we have coaching chemistry, if we vibe, if I'm the kind of person to support what you need. We'll identify probably some easy places you can book clients. We'll identify where the gaps are in your funnel. We'll identify what we can work on together in a week-long coaching intensive so that you can plug that hole and move forward faster so that you can be like my clients who get so full that they have to turn people away, which again is another problem in itself, but it is a good problem to have. And it is one that I know you can have. So I'll put the link below. I will be back next week. Again, let me know your questions, your comments, and I know there's a million places you could be. So thank you for being here. I'll see you next Monday. Bye.